Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Fred and Cali, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your dog's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and the motivations that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Cali is going to come home with her very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Cali is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate from this position is proper walking on a leash, which is heeling. And the command is Cali, heel. And at this point, you can see that Cali has a job to do. She stays focused on her trainer, looking up, but happily walking along beside him, not dragging him, not pulling in any way, always under control, and each time that he stops his feet, she sits very nicely, automatically, without being told, and waits for her next command. And the next command that Fred's going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and it is a one-word command. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes, and this helps to develop attention span. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, and everything starts and stops back at heel position. At this point, he pats her for praise and he gives her another command, and they take off heeling again. Nice automatic sits. So your walks now should be under control. She should not be dragging you down the street. When you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting nicely, waiting for her next command. And you saw how Fred handled that when she broke that stay. No, sit, stay. And for these very high energy puppies, these sit stays are very important, and practice them indoors as well as outdoors. This time, instead of returning to her, Fred's going to call her. The command is Cali, come. Happy voice. She came right in front and sat facing his knees, which eliminates her coming to you and jumping all over you. And they will demonstrate that come on command or the recall again. So you leave her in a sit stay. You walk out to the end of your training leash. And she's sitting there so proudly, isn't she? And then Fred uses her name and calls her in, and she comes happily in and sits facing his knees. She really enjoys doing this. You can see she's very focused on Fred. She's enjoying the praise. She's enjoying working with him. Now, the next exercises that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands, and there are two. The first one is with your dog seated at heel position. You take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, the one-word firm command to down. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes, and you can practice this right in your living room. Make it a part of your everyday vocabulary that you share with your dog. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, just as he did on the sit stay, returning all the way back around to heel position, and then he heels her out of it, and we're going to demonstrate that for you again. Left open palm, straight down toward the ground, and actually you'll find that she'll do it for just a hand signal. She's a very smart young lady and enjoys pleasing. Now this time Fred will call her out of that exercise. She comes right in front and sits beautifully. She's very focused. And now they're going to set up to do their down from a distance. Your down from a distance is a little bit harder command because you're not next to her to enforce it, so to speak. So Fred's going to leave her in his sit stay. He walks away from her, turns to face her, and then using his right hand gives the down command.
No.
Now she started to crawl into him, so he told her no to stop her, and she immediately went down. So no is the other command that we teach. Now we have demonstrated for you Cali's healing, her automatic sits, her stays, her downs, her down stays, her come. These are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with her at home. We're going to have a whole packet of information to go over with you, and we want you to keep us posted on how she's doing at home. She's done a great job here at school, and we've enjoyed having her. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.